And welcome back to Ill Eagle Culture Brands Red Tape Talk. I'm your host, John Nostos, a.k.a. Ill Eagle CEO, and I'm here with my three counterparts, Dion, Two Cup Larry, Cody, Big Meat, Malk, and our new regular host of the show. I gave him a cool name. Tell me what you guys think. It takes me a minute to think about how to say it again, but give me a second. It's going to be Alamac Syra.
Why is that?
Because it's a dope alien name, right?
Alamac
Syra.
Alamac Syra.
It's Kamala Harris in reverse, bro. That's a badass alien name, I thought.
Yeah, that could be a lizard person's name for sure.
Alamac Syra, bro.
Dude, she's a fucking lizard.
They got little ear holes. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, there's actually it's an actual human dummy. Yeah. And we could dress it up and do whatever we want, but I think he should always be an alien.
Oh, for sure.
We'll just dress him up seasonally.
Well, you got the green screen on him.
Yeah, we could put an outfit on that. We could put a suit on him.
That would be good.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I got some fire kicks too.
Yeah, dude.
That is dope though.
Yeah, you did a good job dressing this place up.
Yeah, it doesn't look dope. I did some like very little bit of it. Kayla came back with Amelia and they smashed all the crazy shit out. Awesome. I just went and bought all this. Picked all the stuff, like the statues and shit.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, Dion's home.
Dion, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you back in the studio.
Yeah, shouldn't be leaving at least in the next week or two. So I'll be here.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it feels good to be home. It was a long trip of being away, and I'm excited to get my boots back into just regular life again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you did you figure out your schedule to be able to start working out regularly again? Or is it just because you had the freedom out there?
Just freedom.
Yeah.
It was freedom for sure. I mean, I'm a lot less busy. We got a goal to hit by the end of the month. And so once I hit that goal, I feel like mentally I'll be more apt to want to actually work on myself better.
Nice.
But we're going to go on our honeymoon. And so no matter what, I have to kind of zone in here pretty quickly or else I'm going to look like
shit. Go on your honeymoon and clap some cheeks.
She's going to be like, damn, we get married and you just let yourself go, D?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to show all these Italian people that I can be shredded, So they're not going to call me a fat American, So that's the goal.
You're eating more pasta than us, guy.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Hell yeah. Well, shit, man. There's a lot of activity. What's going on in your world, Cody?
Okay, so I didn't know this, but did you guys know? And I think so. Ashton Kutcher and Diddy have been friends since 2003, right?
Yep.
Did you guys know that Ashton Kutcher was supposed to go on a date with this girl back in the early 2000s, right?
Yep.
He shows up to her house. He claims that he peeks in the window and sees her dead, and then he leaves and calls the cops and said that's where he found her. And there was a lot of suspicious dealings with this whole entire case. They ended up not being able to solve the case. But this Instagram video just popped up on my news feed, and it was pretty interesting. Did you guys know that Ashton actually had his first kiss with his wife, Mia Kunis, when she was 14 and he was 20 during that 70s show?
Yeah. But supposedly the rumor is she snuck onto that show.
Yeah,
she
it says the directors didn't know her age, but allegedly the cast did. So, i.e. he did, right?
Sure.
How old was he?
He was 20 and she was 14.
Now they're together, too.
And...
Nah, I don't know if they are anymore after all of the stuff that's came out.
Who?
Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher?
I'm pretty sure they're still married.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought she was separating from him because of this stuff.
I don't know. Wise if she was, but
yeah. And so their co-star, Danny Masterson, who got
arrested.
He got arrested and charged with multiple rapes. It says that Ashton and Mia both wrote him a letter to a judge after their co-star Danny Masterson was arrested for rape. They talked about how Danny was such a good person, and they got huge backlash because of that, right? And then I'll wait for this to pop up here. This led people to believe that they were supporting him because Danny knew things about Ashton. This leads us to February 21st of 2001. and then I'll read it to you guys. On February 1st, 2001, Ashton was going on a date with Ashley Ellerin. However, that night she was found dead with 47 stab wounds.
Jesus.
Ashton claims he went to pick her up, trying to call her twice. He peeked through the window, saw what he believed was wine on her carpet, and thought he had been stood up, and he then left.
What made him call the cops then? If he thought it was just wine.
Yeah.
So it says one of Danny's victims saw the letter of support written by me and Ashton posted this. It's led people to believe Ashton was actually more involved than people thought. It says, "Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you. One that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night. You called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. Dear Mia, I pray you begin to process what you've experienced as a child on that set. Your old interviews are very telling. I encourage everyone to watch them and decide for yourself what you hear and see. Do so before they get scrubbed from the internet. I also know what happened in Toronto and after. Question, if that's what you view as normal in a relationship with a big brother figure, then I feel very sad for you. And I hope you consider getting into therapy. You all must forget I was there the whole time. Those first 5 years of that 70s show, I remember everything."
I mean, dare I say, are we still going to call all these things coincidences?
So hold on.
Yeah.
It gets better. People have speculated that Ashton called Danny that night. Danny had ties to Scientology. The LAPD apparently is close to Scientology officials and has covered up a number of crimes. Was this one of them? Question mark.
Of course.
Ashton also started an organization to protect children from, I don't know what they're abbreviating.
Sexual
Sexual
assault.
assault.
Okay.
Yeah.
Children from sexual assault in 2009. Some say it had easy access to children victims, while others believe it was a cover up of all the other shady things he was doing. So, I don't know. It's very suspicious, like really suspicious, like that he just happened to be going on a date with this girl and then she ends up dead. And, you know, he peeks in the window and sees what he believes as red wine stain on the floor.
But then he called the cops. He was the one that called the cops, or no?
Yeah.
That is funky. That doesn't really add up too much. They are still together, by the way. It was just rumors that I heard, and I'm spreading misinformation. So
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, and
That's misinformation.
That's not the
Dion.
first time that I've heard that that they have this children's organization. But I don't know, dude. Hollywood is freaking weird. That's why they call it Hollywood. There's a bunch of freaks that are there. And John, that's what I was telling you. So Taylor Sheridan, who is the creator of Yellowstone, was testifying in front of the Texas. Was it the Texas Senate?
Yep.
And they're trying to get funding basically to fund a studio to be built in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an amazing idea, because right now I think there's one in Georgia. And if you guys see some of these movies comes out, like Reagan with Dennis Quaid, it got really good audience reviews. But when you get away from these studios from Hollywood, because we know that the CIA control Hollywood, right?
Right.
And then Hollywood is just basically a huge propaganda machine where they put out this material to try to, brainwash the masses all at once, right? And so with these new studios that are being built, the directors and the writers, they don't have to conform to these ideas that these big wigs are telling them that to do. Like they're just gonna put out good content,
Right.
So that's why I think that's awesome, and I hope it's able, because when you got, and that's just another piece of it. So if we get our movies being like not brainwashing people, you get Elon Musk buying Twitter to allow free
disconnecting
speech.
all their access.
They're disconnecting all of it, and that's why they're freaking out right now, because they're losing control. When they lose control, they know that they're losing, because they can't control the population. So they want to control our speech. They want to control our ability to own firearms. They want to control our food, our air, our water, all of it. because that's how they control people. Then they get with what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to find. I don't know if I thought I sent it to our group chat, but maybe not. Unless I sent it to you guys on text for Twitter, maybe. But it was the one about Diddy's house being right on the coast and about the hurricane that's coming. You know, so like the big speculation about weather manipulation, which will kind of transition us into our next topic. But it's this whole thing about, you know, they control the weather and they can do whatever they want. While when Puffy's going down, his mansion is right on the fucking coast. Like literally the beach is his house. Across from him, Oprah lives. Another person lives somewhere else. But then directly across from Puffy's house, across the I don't know if you call it a bay, you know, that is in front of his house, is a shipping yard where they have evergreen containers, which everyone has speculated evergreen is how they child traffic children. And they say that evergreen is Hillary Clinton's nickname in the conspiracy world. It's like her code name that she uses. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because she's the controller of all that shit. Well, anyway, it was a video that showed that I just don't know where it's at, but it basically showed the speculation of how all these houses, Oprah's house and Puffy's house, are all right there, and that tunnels lead from Puffy's house. They've talked about. So the goal of this hurricane is to flood the tunnels, destroy all evidence from Puffy's house to Oprah's house, who everyone's saying she's some kind of a head honcho and all this fucking gross conspiracy shit, because you've seen her, you know, touting and hugging with all of these dudes from Epstein to Weinstein to Puffy to, you know, all these big names that have all been busted for doing crooked, evil shit to children. And Oprah's been best friends with all these people and photoed with them all the time. So she's in on this conspiracy theory as well. But they were just kind of showing all these houses how they could be connected via tunnels and connected to the shipping yard where the evergreen containers are. You can just take everything underground and into Puffy's house or into, you know, what's her name's house. So they're like, the hurricane is to come and destroy and flood the tunnels and destroy all evidence that could potentially be in there. Again, speculation, conspiracy theory to the fullest, because there's no actual proof or evidence. But all these coincidences, man, it's just crazy. It's like, how do you have that many coincidences around all these supposed conspiracy theories, and they could all be very fucking accurate? They're not far-fetched ideas. You know what I mean? And it's so weird that these people all live in the same circles and, you know, have all the same friends that are bad people.
I didn't hear that one. My like realization of possible weather manipulation is that it is affecting Florida and North Carolina, which
Red
are
states.
both very, very Republican right now.
Yeah.
And they were already
and now they've changed the voting
yep,
rules as that thing you shared. So they're going to allow like absentee voting to be done, and things are going to be done differently because they're worried that there's going to be, you know, lack of integrity around the conservative vote. Yeah. And so now they want to control it through mail-ins, which is how they're going to rank the numbers up, because they, from what I've seen, they've already lost every single one of the all 7 of the
swing states
to Trump. So they don't have a fucking choice but to go all out, you know. And people, you know, people are saying too, you know, the reason why, you know, we're seeing all this stuff happen is because Trump wasn't supposed to be alive. We were never supposed to see how stupid Kamala is because Trump wasn't supposed to be alive.
It's crazy because they're releasing her like interviews and stuff. And
oh my God, like, they're so bad.
They're bad. I got one of those on here to talk about too. But let's first talk about the weather manipulation thing, because I want to dig into that. First, I want to show the video where Biden is talking about how it's a big lie. Weather manipulation doesn't exist. And then we'll look at an FBI director telling us some time ago, and a whole bunch of other proof and evidence that weather manipulation is.
Before you play that, I'm just going to say a couple things. One, when Alex Jones brings something up, you better pay attention, because for everything that guy has been wrong, he's been right about 10 other things. Yep. 2, weather manipulation already exists. They do it in Dubai.
Everywhere,
all the time,
everywhere. I got all that. I got all those.
They're
facts
able
for us.
They're able to have flash floods in a desert that doesn't see rain for years. Mm-hmm. So weather manipulation absolutely exists.
It does.
So
let's see our lying president. Sorry, standing president.
More bizarre. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop. In moments like this, there are no red or blue states. There's one United States of America, where neighbors are helping neighbors. Volunteers and first responders are risking everything, including their own lives, to help their fellow Americans. State, local, and federal officials are standing side by side. Let me repeat, no one should make the American people question whether their governments will be making sure that this is acting on its stripes, or they'll be there. We will. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre.
So,
Bro, that's like listening to Nicole read out loud when she reads out loud to me. I'm like, dude, stop.
according to this jobber, it's wrong.
Another example is
CIA
the array
just
of
10 years ago.
technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be,
Cheap,
moving
affordable.
forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community. On the technical side, greenhouse gas emission reductions would still have to accompany SAI to address other climate change effects, such as ocean acidification, because SAI alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations.
So
Others might
the point
seize on
is,
SAI's
this guy's
benefits
saying it
and
exists,
back
but
away.
that's not it. Also, we have to know, and I couldn't find the article that I read on it, but Bill Gates owns the patent to the weather modification designs too. So we'll go from there, and then we'll look at this video from 1995 and see what they're saying about weather
April
modification.
21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order
1995.
will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Would you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, that we even utilize it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base
That's all
with
right,
Senator
but
Pell.
I just want to repeat before we turn to
So,
questions.
yes, but we
you're
do
saying
have
that
all
the
that
government-
information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of
Weird
Americans.
coincidental
and to
prediction
control
from
the rest.
95,
Yes,
huh?
sir, and that's my belief. As bizarre as that sounds, if somebody had told me that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. As bizarre as that is, I would say that weather wars, and this is quoting actually Senator Claiborne Pell himself, that they are the greatest weapon ever created in the
That's
world,
so
and that's
true.
the senator's own statement. So
That
yes,
is
I
so
do stand
true.
on that.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher.
God,
Thank
if
you,
you
Mr.
think
Chairman.
about that, it doesn't matter how many Americans have guns, dude. If they can control the weather,
yeah,
we're
we're done.
fucked.
We're done. But it gets even
Marjorie
better.
Taylor Greene,
There's one more.
Congresswoman of Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather.
We won't watch the whole thing,
Beyond
but watch.
ridiculous.
It lays the predicate and the foundation for the development of a weather satellite that will permit man to determine the world's cloud layer
1962.
and ultimately to control the weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
Another example is the array of technology.
So, look, to all those doubters and all the naysayers about conspiracy theories that we put out and all the shit, I mean, how much more coincidental does everything need to be for you to be able to be like, okay, it's too much?
Yeah.
They've been saying this since 1965. In 1995, they confirmed that we had it. And now today, we're seeing it be used at a high level and we're all in denial of it. So if that doesn't help you see more clearly that we're being lied to and that our president, current standing president of the United States, just lied directly to everybody's fucking face on national television, let's have a look at what I found on Google AI search. So many countries have conducted weather modification projects, including the United States. We've used seed clouding in the Rocky Mountains and Sierra Nevada since the 1950s. The U.S. Air Force also oversaw General Electric's Project Cirrus, which attempted to create snowstorms and seed hurricanes. China, they had a cloud-seeded plan for every city, which is implemented by official researchers and the military. In 2022, 241 airplane flights and 15,000 rocket launches reportedly caused additional rainfall in the Yangtze River Basin. The United Arab Emirates has been cloud seeding since the 2000s using potassium chloride, sodium chloride, magnesium, and other materials.
God, that can't be good.
In France, they've used cloud seeding to prevent hail damage to agricultural fields in the spring and summer. And then formerly known as the Soviet Union, they had been involved in large weather modification programs. Australia has also been involved in large weather modification programs. Other countries that have developed cloud seeding methods include Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Thailand, and Mexico. Cloud seeding is controversial because it can have unintended consequences such as too much rain and increased pollution. Critics also say that claimed successes occur in conditions that would have led to rain anyways. It is used in a variety of drought-prone countries, including the United States, China, India, and Russia. That would be Wikipedia. And then there's just a ton of other articles where they discuss geoengineering, China expanding weather modification program to cover 5.5 million square kilometers. China modified the weather to create clear skies. Weather modification projects from NOAAlibrary.gov. Make it rain, cloud seeding, the controversial weather. New study says China controlled its weather in the summer. It's so hot in Dubai that the government is artificially using electrical charges from drones to manipulate the weather. National Science Foundation, another .gov, weather and climate modification. United Emirates using cloud seeding. Again, it's been talked about on CNBC. I mean, it's out there. This is from Google AI search, bro. It's out there. Weather modification's a real thing, and we've been trying to use it since back in the day. They're talking about how powerful anyone who has weather modification can be, and it just brings us all the way back to this situation. It's like, yeah, how could this be fake? How could anyone be calling it a conspiracy theory still when we've talked about it on mainstream media before they knew it was going to be weaponized and used, and they had to lie about it existing? We had already been discussing it long before that. Geoengineering is not a made-up term for some kind of fake conspiracy theory that's out there. They're literally modifying the fucking weather. Now, to say that that's what they've done in Florida, there's no real proof or evidence. But the way that these hurricanes are moving, the way they're coming in back to back, the way they're bigger, the timing of everything, like it just all seems really coincidental. And as you know, with a conspiracy theory, coincidences all add up, man. So
yeah, it's hard.
I think it's pretty fucking
It's hard
crazy
to think like that there isn't some fuckery going on.
Yeah.
But my question is, why don't they use this technology for good? And if they
that's a stupid question.
Use it to put out wildfires?
Yeah. Because they use lasers to start those wildfires on purpose, Cody.
The space lasers. I forgot. We should paint the rainforest blue.
Ask Alamac.
What?
If they're using lasers from outer space start fires.
But that's our own government doing it, not aliens.
Well, he knows they see everything from up there, bro.
No, they don't.
It's crazy because they said a third hurricane was like
it's right behind Milton.
It was on its way to hit Florida.
Now, thank God, Milton supposedly the ice split right before it hit, and it caused it to kind of die down. It still did a lot of damage, and I mean, there's 12 feet of fucking water still, and I mean, it's crazy what it tore the roof off the stadium there, bro. Like, so it's done some serious fucking damage regardless.
Allegiant Stadium or something like that.
Box play?
Not Allegiant.
No. That one flooded, but the baseball field, it's a
big circle dome that had like a I don't know what material the roof
Bucks
was, but it looked like it was
Bucks
it was
Stadium?
cloth.
Yeah, like cloth tarp. Like
Yeah.
what the
Because that was supposed to be where DeSantis was putting all the workers up, as a shelter, in place. And then the roof tore off of that, and they were crediting him because he also had a plan B and it was able to initiate that right away too. But yeah, I mean,
I just
they're
assumed
still
they were
damaged.
all in the inside of or like not in the middle, but they were in like the hallways is what I guessed. But I don't know. I don't know where everybody went because in the photos you don't see anybody.
Damn.
Tropicana Field.
That's what it was, Tropicana.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's a baseball field.
So, all that being said, I mean, what are your thoughts, guy? This shit's legit, right?
I mean, we know that it's possible. So yeah, I mean, it's are the hurricanes caused by that? Possibly.
Yeah.
Is it
would
us?
Say, I would say
So
it
they've been
wouldn't surprise
practicing
me.
it way back in the
But
day
is
how to
it us?
manipulate hurricanes from within.
Is it us?
Yeah, I mean, by us, I think it goes back to like NATO. You know what I mean? Us means
Oh, you
like,
sent us that one where they
Yes.
were talking about the United Nations
Yes.
big freaking triangle thing in the middle
Yep.
of their base.
I mean, that's a weird coincidence. What
Yeah.
does the United Nations have all those pin and needles for in the domes and electrical energy
I
being
put like a
manifested
good
there, bro?
2-3 hours in just watching reels you guys sent the other
Yeah.
day, yesterday.
Yeah, there's so much crazy shit out, but it's just like I know half of it's like dorks from TikTok
Yeah.
making these videos, but they got the information from somewhere, whether they're dorks or not. The information looks valid, bro, and you can go verify everything that they're pointing out if you do your research, which most people don't do, but
Right.
like you can go verify the stuff that the dorks are saying still.
What makes you
They're just
question
trying to take credit for the information because it gives them views and shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they didn't come up with that shit. They
that's-
heard someone else regurgitate that and they went and looked it up and found a way to make it a video.
So many people stayed out and just were like, I'm going to stay here. And then they just live streamed it and just
Yep.
got viewers
Yep.
because I was infatuated with it. Honestly, I was like, holy shit.
Didn't someone do a challenge to a guy to like
Andrew Tate.
Yeah, no, not Andrew Tate. Someone else did it. It was like a I don't know, 20 grand or 100 grand if they stayed during the
Lieutenant Dan.
hurricane, they would win money. It was someone else too, not just Andrew Tate. I can't remember who it was.
So the guy who stayed on the boat is named Lieutenant Dan. He was on the
make it.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
made it.
but I heard Aiden Ross and then pulled the money in the kit contract. They didn't get him a boat. They were going to buy him a $100,000 boat and give him a kit contract. But they found out about his criminal record, and
Yeah.
apparently he beat up women and fought
no
cops
shit.
and shit. So they said no, they're not going to do it after all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what people were like. Some people, just because you feel bad for people doesn't mean they deserve your money.
Right.
Is
Straight
what
up.
people were commenting under his stuff after they posted
real,
like
though.
his charges.
So he's a piece of shit.
That's people using their brains.
Well, I
man.
mean, a
It's
lot of
truth.
people are pieces of shit.
Well, especially that guy, right?
I mean, for sure, lots. Yeah, but I mean, it was cool before everybody found that out. Everyone was super excited. They're like, "Can we help you? We'll give you 10 grand to get out of your boat and just come with us. You can stay in my apartment."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah, I'm good." But I think he knew. I think he knew people were gonna find him out, and maybe he was like, "I'll take this publicity while I can," or what? I don't know, but that shit's wild.
Yeah. So this leads us into another one, and this one gets pretty interesting as of today too. So
This one was
Real
wild.
News No Bullshit posted this one. The Justice Department announced charges against an Afghan refugee residing in the U.S. for plotting to carry out an election day terrorist attack on behalf of ISIS. What's the deal? According to the Justice Department, Nasir Ahmad Tawedi was in final preparations to carry out a terrorist attack on Election Day. Tawedi reportedly entered the country on 9/9/21 and was provided a special immigrant visa after the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan. Evidence, according to the DOJ, investigators found substantial evidence that implicated, I hope I'm saying that right, Tawedi, in a plot to attack, including communications with an ISIS-affiliated recruiter and his participation in pro-ISIS Telegram groups. Tawedi also took steps to prepare for the attack, including liquidating his family's assets, relocating his family members abroad, and actively seeking to acquire firearms and ammunition. The FBI, though, through an informant, arranged a sting operation during which Tawedi purchased 2 AK-47 assault rifles, 10 magazines, and 500 rounds of ammunition.
Jesus.
Additionally, investigators recovered a video where he was seen indoctrinating 2 children with extremist ideology. In a statement, Attorney General Merrick Garland said, as charged, the Justice Department foiled the defendant's plot to acquire semi-automatic weapons and commit a violent attack in the name of ISIS on U.S. soil on Election Day. We will continue to combat the ongoing threat that ISIS and its supporters pose to America's national security, and we will identify, investigate, and prosecute the individuals who seek to terrorize the American people. Oklahoma senators react. In a statement, Senator James Lankford said, with the escalating conflict in Israel and across the Middle East, we must remain vigilant against terrorism here at home. Oklahomans know well that many of the Afghan refugees in our communities fought side by side with American troops against the terrorism that attacked our nation on 9/11 and destroyed the nation of Afghanistan. So, that's all dope info. With the exception that now what's come out is that guy was a former CIA operative.
The ISIS guy?
That just came out today, yeah.
Is that facts, though?
Yeah, let me pull that up here for you.
So, just real quick, he got in through the botched Afghanistan withdrawal, and I think a lot of them did. They used that botch to funnel in all
the sleeper cells
at the same time. Like, they were granted these special visas to come over to the United States. And if you listen to like any of the guys that were on the ground, like Tim Kennedy, it was absolutely mass chaos that whole entire time. And they had busloads of people that were unvetted. And that's how we probably have a shit ton of these people here in the United States just waiting for the right moment to act.
They're
and
waiting
it's
for
going
the
to
phone
happen.
calls. Yeah,
it will happen.
It's coming.
And I think he had a son that was in high school, I believe, that was also arrested.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This guy
had a son that was in high school and he was also arrested.
How old is he? I thought he said he was like in his late 20s.
He had a son. This guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. He had a kid I know that was arrested too.
So let's see what they're saying here at
Look that
the
up.
White House press conference.
NBC is reporting that he was a security guard for the CIA before he came to the U.S. and that he passed 2 rounds of vetting. Does the administration believe there was adequate vetting?
So what I can say is I cannot comment on this directly because it is an active investigation, as you know, that the Department of Justice is currently moving forward with, so I'm going to be really careful. What I can say is every Afghan national who entered the U.S. was screened and vetted by intelligence, law enforcement, counterterrorism professionals, and with every new information that emerges, if that individual could pose a threat to public safety, we take immediate action, and we take that action. And so I'm not going to speak to this particular case, but I can speak more broadly, and that's the actions that we normally take. That's how we move forward. And the president has always been clear: protecting the American people will always be his top priority.
Broadly, what would you say to critics who say there isn't enough vetting in these cases?
What I can say is how I just ended my last question to you. Protecting the American people is the president's top priority.
You're right, though. She's totally fucking trash.
Dude, she sucks.
She's so trash.
Actually, I heard that she's getting promoted because she sucks so bad they can't fire her. So
she got a new job or some shit.
Yeah, they're going to promote her instead of firing her because we know that they don't fire anybody in this fucking stupid ass administration. I'm pretty sure that I could have swore Libs of TikTok posted it, but I don't know if it was on Instagram or if it was on school. Or was on X.
I cannot find him.
They scrubbed it.
Maybe. In any case, another weird coincidence. This guy coming in to do some kind of mass casualty event.
And he works for the CIA.
From ISIS, and he just so happens to be connected to the CIA. Worked as a security guard for the CIA. It's super fishy. Wasn't that who Osama bin Laden was too? Wasn't he an FBI, operative for a while, trained by the FBI and shit? I mean, they're always connected, bro. They're trained to do this shit. ISIS crazy. Is actually America.
Okay, so here it is. The Afghan national arrested for plotting an ISIS style terror attack had an unnamed juvenile co-conspirator who was also arrested. So it wasn't his son. It was a co-conspirator.
So that's probably what they were talking about, that he was caught, indoctrinating other kids.
So it turns out the juvenile was attending a public school in Oklahoma and was a student at Moore Public School. And Moore Public Schools put out a statement about it, saying that they had one of their students arrested for possible terrorist ties.
Arrested? I wonder what happens to him as a minor.
Interrogation, or they hand him over to the government, and then the government trains him for when he's an adult to really pull it off.
Yeah, they'll probably put him in Gitmo, and he'll get the 5-star treatment in Gitmo.
Yeah.
Until Trump gets in, and then it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
So again, man, these coincidences, these connections, the effort they're putting in right now is insane. Up to the election and then after the election, we're gonna see crazy shit. And wherever they lack the security is where we'll know something's gonna happen, because they're showing their hand, bro. Like I said, I think they're fumbling so hard, and I think Charlie Kirk posted something about this too. Like everything, it's not like optics. We're not seeing this and going, oh, this isn't really happening. This is really happening, and it's because their plans have fumbled so many times now to assassinate Trump. All of this stuff was supposed to be easy.
Even this hurricane, they fumbled.
Yes, it was all supposed to be easy do for them, man. But here he is, fucking ruining things for them.
Click that bottom left one, that bottom left box. That one. So it says North Carolinians burying dead in yards as Hurricane Helene overwhelms morgues.
That's a conspiracy theory, bro.
They were finding bodies in trees.
I know. I'm just joking. It's sarcasm.
So Tim Kennedy is with Save Our Allies, and he was in North Carolina, and he was trying to help the people in the mountains because the government was not helping.
Right.
And FEMA was actively stopping these guys from helping.
Yep.
They shut down Elon Musk's Starlink.
Yep. Did you see the Army Chinook helicopter that went into one of the where the volunteer camps and blew all their shit all over the place?
Yeah.
And just dipped out.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And the Biden said they're going to investigate it and all that shit, but we'll never hear about it again.
Yeah, apparently they're grounded permanently, but
why would they do that, bro?
I don't know.
Why would they do that?
Sense.
Why would the Army do that?
I don't know.
It's dirty.
It's weird.
Anyway, let's move on, because I want to talk about this next thing here with Elon Musk and the statement that he's making, because people are throwing this really out of proportion right now.
If Trump doesn't win this election, it's the last election we're going to have. The Democrats, the Dem machine, has been importing so many people, bringing in so many illegals, flying in with this like CBP border app thing nobody even knew about, like secret program. That's illegal, basically. It's illegal, but there's no action by the DOJ to actually to stop it from happening. They're transporting large numbers of illegals to swing states. If you look at the numbers, these are the numbers from the government website. There are triple-digit increases in illegals to all the swing states. And in some cases, it's like 700% over the last 3 years. Now, these swing state margins are, sometimes 10, 20,000 votes. So what happens if you put hundreds of thousands of people into each swing state? And when they do so, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. So my prediction is if there's another 4 years of a Dem administration, they will legalize so many illegals that are there that the next election, there won't be any swing states.
Another conspiracy theory?
No.
Absolutely not. It's fucking crazy, man.
It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear now what their plan is.
There's still people out here arguing and defending that there hasn't been nearly so many. The government admitted
that is the craziest
6 to 8 million illegal immigrants have passed through in the last 4 years. We all know it's double that.
Triple, probably.
Yeah, probably triple by now, but it's 20 million or more for sure.
Yeah.
But the lies that keep coming from the left and the people who are fucking passing those lies along and arguing with people on social media and the internet and shit about what's true and what isn't, taking this shit, they've been spinning this, trying to make it look like he's trying to say that if they voted for Trump, it'll be the last election and this and that. It's like, that's not what he was saying. He's basically saying if the Democrats win, by the way that they're trying to put in the effort to win, we're all fucked. There will never be another election after this.
Correct.
They will do everything they're accusing Donald Trump of doing if he gets into office. Everything he's denied profusely, everything he's shown the proof and evidence that he's trying to actually do, they're acting as if though he's going to do the exact opposite, knowing it's them who's planning to do so.
Correct.
Well, I'm just saying, if he wins and nothing comes out of it, dude, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Me too. Me too, because I'm fully convinced right now that he's the good guy, bro.
Yeah,
I'm fully convinced. I've dug. Like I've tell you guys over. I've looked for the evidence to prove he's a bad person. It's not out there, bro.
Yeah,
it's not out there.
Well,
but all the evidence to prove the people on the left are fucking evil and crooked and corrupt, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's out there if you just look for it. But if you don't want to look for it, yeah, you're going to believe all the shit they're throwing at you because they're using NLP, bro. They're using neuro-linguistic programming. The reason why Kamala keeps repeating the same things over and over is because she's programming all the simple-minded people who are watching CNN in the media. It's why we've seen videos of all the media saying the exact same words over and over. You've seen that one where it shows all the newscasters come on, they're all spitting the same line one by one in sync. You know what I mean?
Harris does it all the time.
That's NLP, bro.
But
It's like what Tony Robbins does this. It was his practice. It's how he got famous. He knows how to talk to people to convince them to quit smoking cigarettes, to change their lifestyle habits. It's almost like hypnosis. It's called neuro-linguistic programming. They can program you. I can't remember what movie it is. It has Will Smith in it, but it was like a betting movie. Right, where he does a lot of betting, and it's the way he programs someone to pick a certain number to win a big amount of money, and it was because he spent all day programming this number into their fucking head. You know what I mean? That was neuro-linguistic programming, bro. This is what the left is using. The CIA, they all invented this shit, bro. Yeah. So to think that the government's not using it on the people who are out there dumbfounded with their information, not willing to do research, when that's all you have to do. If you tell me I'm lying, I can show you the evidence and you don't want to look at it. You're not telling the truth and you don't know what you're talking about. You just don't want to be wrong or be on the other side because you have this presupposed idea that the other side is the bad side. Yeah. And you're just lazy and full of shit and don't want to actually do research.
Well, that's the thing. Like I've been watching. Well, I didn't watch the full one of the main presidents, but the Frontline interviews or the Frontline documentary is what it is. Yep. They do a documentary on the presidents, and then they did one on the vice presidents just recently after the debate, and like just the way they swing things and like what they talk about, whether they're true or not, which most of the stuff they say is true, right? But the way they talk about it is to leave an impression on you to just like they picked for you, and then you go into the comments, which if they're real or not, or if they're bots, whatever, the comments are just like, it's an easy choice. It's everybody knows what's right here, okay? And then they did the vice president's one, and everyone's like, this is so good. This is just amazing. And hardly did they say anything about how the Walz's inability to act is the reason why the whole state of Minnesota got destroyed and still is in a state of demise and not thriving by any means like it used to be.
Well, you guys were just up there, weren't you?
Where?
In the cities?
Yeah.
How was it?
A shit show.
Was it?
Yeah. We went to because we stayed in like a hotel that had a kitchenette and shit, so we can still make our food, bro. And like when we went to the grocery stores and shit, everyone out there still wearing masks, which was mind-boggling. Like COVID mask.
Really?
Yes, bro. In the grocery stores. Now, granted, here's the fucked up part. For the majority of it, it was foreigners, bro. It was like the Somalian, groups and the refugees. You can tell, like because these people are brainwashed by the left, bro. They give them all the shit, all this money. They give them all these things. And I don't think it's their fault. You know what I mean? They don't know any better. They trust that the government's, to their benefit, and the government's telling them these things, and they run with it and they stick to it because they don't want to lose all the free shit that they're getting, all the handouts, all the support that they're getting, but they're being manipulated for it.
Yeah,
and that's the shitty part, man.
Damn.
Yeah, it's bad. I got one more here I want to bust. So you've all heard about this one, I'm sure. So the internal polling numbers for Kamala Harris are so depressing that the Dems forced her to do some interviews. Her answers on 60 Minutes were so bad that CBS had to edit them to hide her ineptitude. CBS has been caught in a fraud against American voters. So they've cut and edited something she said in response to a question that everyone's like, that didn't make any fucking sense. Well, we've now discovered they went earlier into the interview and found some shit to throw it in as the answer to the question that was asked, and it's just like makes no fucking sense.
So did you guys watch the actual interview from 60 Minutes? I saw parts of it, yeah. So I watched the whole 5-minute interview on 60 Minutes YouTube, and it's so bad. Like the fact that it's a 60 minutes interview
sense,
and
bro.
it's only 5 minutes long,
Right.
and it also includes walls. Like that's not a good sign.
Right.
Like if you
They're
can,
scrambling.
and they're not even the answers to the questions that she was asked. That is a tall sign. And then they're like, "Oh, Trump didn't want to do it. This is why he didn't want to do it." Obviously,
Yeah.
like it only makes sense. Like she's trying to say, "Yeah, he's not going to do it. He won't." Yeah, because he's smart.
Right. So let's take a look at it here so you can see this isn't made up. This is actually what they did. So the top one's actual answer. The bottom one's the edited answer.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
But it seems that
What a fraud, man.
That's so crazy.
How can anyone even stand to watch this fucking show anymore of what's going on in the world?
The weird thing is that like he did ask her some hard hitting questions, and that's why I found it weird that they would manipulate the answers like that. Like, why wouldn't you just tell her that?
Well,
what to say?
He's not the controller, right?
Yeah.
This is what's happening. This is why I say like everything's unfolding for these people and they're panicking, bro.
Yeah.
It's all falling apart. So many people, not just like the conservative conspiracy theorists, but Democrats, bro, politicians, media personnel, like these people are flipping the script on them, bro. They're like, whoa. I see, and like we've said before, there's a lot of people out there who don't know that they're lying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're just caught up in the, being in the in crowd of the circles they've ran in forever, and they don't realize half these people are bullshitting them and lying, so they're jumping on board supporting it. But we've seen the evidence. If you go and ask people in public, why are you voting for this person? What do you like about their policies? They don't got answers, bro, because it's just a big copycat game.
Yeah.
But it's falling apart so bad that everyone's turning on them, bro.
Yeah, because she even gets like a little bit more heated after
Biden
that
even
question.
turned on her.
Like it was weird.
Yes, he gets more pressing. So it's I don't know what to make of it all, but I just don't. I say conspiracy theories because I think it's fucking hilarious. I don't feel like a conspiracy theorist anymore, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like the shit is real. What we're seeing is real. They'll never admit it's real, or maybe they will when they get fucking caught red-handed, or if Trump wins. But they don't want to let Trump win.
No,
that's for sure. They're not going to sit back and allow it. That's for sure. At the risk of getting caught cheating, they're still going to fucking cheat.
For sure.
They're still looking for an approach here, bro. Because Trump's supposed to be fucking dead. They're still going to either try to keep killing him, or they're going to make sure that they can cheat the election one way or the other. And if he wins, you're totally fucking right, Dion. They will continue to persecute this guy. They will continue to destroy. And it's
Just
anybody's guess what's next, bro.
They're going to try to destroy him, the very thought of him, so that nobody gets any ideas.
Right.
He's not going to run, he said. He said he's done if he doesn't win. Donald Trump?
No, I'm saying they're gonna. If he doesn't win, he's going to jail.
Well, yeah.
They're gonna.
That'll be what they
him.
do. That's what they're gonna do.
They're gonna destroy him.
Yeah, I get it, but it won't matter.
What do you mean?
It won't matter if he doesn't win and he gets destroyed. It still won't matter. People aren't going to think any differently.
Dion, I'm saying they're going to destroy the thought of him so that nobody.
They want to
gets
make
that
sure that
idea.
more people believe that he was a bad person, so that the thought of him could never.
So
be
you
back into
better
play.
toe the fucking line, or you're
because
gonna end
guess
up
what?
like him.
Here's the thing: if you can convince more of the general public who don't think he's a bad guy right now by doing something so drastic and making people almost feel like they have no choice but to accept, okay, he was a bad dude, that's why he's in prison or whatever the situation may be, right? If you can make that, even if they killed him, I think they would still continue to persecute his name so that people can be like, good, he's dead. I didn't realize how bad he was when he could no longer defend himself, right? Yeah. And they're going to continue to attack him like that and do that to him because there's still an agenda out there, bro. There's still an agenda to destroy this man and his image at any cost. And so they have to keep going no matter what. And they want people to feel that way because then what they're going to do once they've convinced more people that, you know what, turns out he was a fucking bad guy and deserves everything that's happened to him, is now they can erase history about him, bro.
See, but
and people will be happy with it. They'll be happy that all the information has been erased and wiped from the internet.
This is what I'm trying to tell you guys, though. What do you think they're going to be able to? You think they're just going to be done after? What is Trump going to do to stop them from doing this when he's in office?
Oh, a lot.
From creating another virus, first off, from starting more riots and publicizing black rights being taken away.
That Trump is he's more in tune with politics now. He knows how to vet people properly.
He knows the game now too.
He knows the game.
He didn't know it the
so
first
many
term.
people will be on his side to be able to make a change. Actually,
I think so.
This is.
I think there is
When
a
you
lot.
got two powerhouses like Elon Musk and RFK on your side,
Yeah.
those are some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to fucking come with it because
They got this, bro. They have, but you're talking about the people who have the ability to come with it, though.
Yeah, this
You know
is
what I
the
mean?
last
Now,
one.
now
though.
the question is, whether they win or not is to be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's possible. I think because they will have damn near the entire world in support of them and behind them, bro. Like other nations are threatening us to vote for Trump or everything's over. Not just here in America, but around the world.
Yeah.
Because other nations truly
They
believe
said
this
that.
this world agenda, bro. They've been talking about the New World Order since 1965. That's crazy that we think that's a conspiracy theory today, that we think it's QAnon and it's just a bunch of bullshit, bro, just because QAnon said it. They've been talking about the New World Order since 1965 on record as far as we know. Who knows how much longer they've been talking about it, you know what I mean?
Does it make you guys nervous like that? Like
Yes.
Iran is gonna do something to
Yes.
us in the next couple months?
Yes, 100%. I
whether
fear
it's us or
something
them, but
big is coming, bro.
I think
Yeah, I
the
don't
fact
think
that they
this shit
caught
is
a
over.
terrorist already,
it's
like,
over.
Yeah.
and this is the third time
Yeah.
that
They're-
something
look,
bad has happened.
And
like this
you know why
in the
they
past
caught
couple
this guy?
months?
Because they needed to act like they're gonna.
They're trying.
Yeah.
They need it that way. When the one that gets through, they could be like,
We tried.
"This isn't on us. We've really been going after it now. We've really been working to defend and to, our intelligence has been working overboard." And like, yeah, we're gonna hear it all, bro.
It's scary.
We're
It's
gonna hear
scary.
it all.
Keep your pieces on you. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
you got it, bro. Keep one in the chamber. Like, trust me, you're
That's
gonna want
wild.
to. You're gonna wish you did.
You got to keep that thing on you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's all I got, though, guys. What do you think?
No, that's good.
Anything else you want to drop?
Yeah, little update on my fantasy.
All right, let's hear it.
My team shit the bed.
You're like 0-5 now.
So I lost 3 in a row. So I am 2-3 right now.
2-3. That's not too bad. You can still make up some ground on there.
Yeah, but
Got one
so
more week.
I had the Bills defense. They got me 2 points. CD Lamb completely shit the bed.
Sucks.
Yeah, but my boy Daldo and fucking and Tolbert picked it up, bro.
Alvin Kamara shit the bed.
Not even using the running back they picked up.
Right.
Just like-
At least they used the quarterback.
Yeah.
That was a fucking crazy game, bro. And it went until like almost 1 a.m. too,
I was
because
like, this is
the weather
bullshit.
delay.
I watched for 3 minutes. There was 5 penalties. I was like, I'm not
It was an
watching this
ugly game. Don't get me wrong. It was ugly, bro. But like as a fan to the Cowboys, it was like the biggest like anticipation and nail biting fucking
needed
game
it.
ever. Because I'm like,
It's a lot
look,
of field goals, huh?
yeah, it started out only field goals, bro, like back and forth. But there was horrible like fouls back and forth. It was just like really bad plays back and forth. It was
God, I
a
hope-
low
I
scoring
hope it was
game,
just
you
an
know.
off night, dude.
Yeah, it
It's
was
crazy
tough.
when people are talking about that the Redskins being the best in the NFC is nuts. Like it makes me angry because it's like the Cowboys and the Eagles have such great teams and yet they suck so bad. It's disappointing.
That's what I love about the game, though, man.
Yeah.
Nobody has control of the situation
Except for Patrick
until
Mahomes.
they do. Yeah, well, yeah, because he's got all the refs on his team.
What do
Yeah.
you mean? He's got 6 interceptions.
Yeah, and he's still winning somehow. It's
He's
crazy.
still like the leading QB in the game right now with those stats, bro.
It's nuts.
Because that's how bad the rest of the league is this year, bro.
The
It's
refs
horrible
are
right
pretty
now.
bad.
Not Darney. Not Darney.
I don't buy that the refs are helping KC, bro.
They definitely
It doesn't make sense. Why
They definitely
KC?
do.
Because
Why?
Patrick Mahomes is the face of the NFL and will be
Yeah.
for the next
Yeah.
15
No, he's
years.
not, bro.
They get all the
Kelsey
views
is.
when T Swift
Yeah,
is
Travis
on.
Kelsey is. And they
Kelsey's
don't even
the
talk
face,
about
bro.
him anymore. That was
Swiftie.
last year's thing.
Yeah, he kind of has been in the shadow, huh?
Yeah, 'cause
And they're
he
still
sucks.
together. It's
Not
crazy.
producing
He's
at
playing
all.
like trash now, and he looks weird, bro. Everyone's like, he got
not
ate
it.
up, bro. He got ate up.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna get pregnant.
Ooh,
He's gonna be next.
he's gonna drop that ring on that finger.
Yeah,
Do you think so?
I think they're just holding out till after the
I was gonna
prediction of
say.
them when they were supposed to break it off,
And then they're gonna.
and then they're gonna break it off. You know,
when was that again?
I think it already passed. It
I was gonna say,
be
I
the
thought it was like
28th or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's special.
Yeah.
My fantasy teams also suck, so it's fun. One's good, but that's it.
Dude, I have some like really good players, but they're just not producing for me.
Yeah.
Dude, I have Joe Burrow and he went off.
Yeah, Joe Burrow had like 43 fantasy
44.
points. It was
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
I also have Joe Burrow.
Do you?
Yeah, my team name.
And Kirko. Kirko had 500 yards.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
went crazy too.
He went off.
He's actually like playing like a good quarterback, kinda.
Yeah.
He's not terrible, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see this week how it goes. I know the Cowboys face the Lions. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Really
Lions
good
are
game.
fucking bad right now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best game of the week.
I don't know. I hope it's a freaking back and forth touchdown because I got Jahmyr Gibbs and
You got both
I
teams on you.
need him to run, son.
And you need CeeDee Lamb to go for 3 touchdowns.
CeeDee Lamb to go off too.
That's probably the worst pick I'd ever have is CeeDee Lamb. He complains too much. He's just a baby.
But he puts up points.
Yeah, that's when he is not crying about not getting the ball. Fucking guy. Some of those wide receivers are divas. Anyway,
They all are, especially when they're the highest paid in the game.
They're
bro.
so bad. It's crazy.
Can you imagine being the highest paid and everyone saying how bad you are?
Yeah. Justin Jefferson
Sounds
is
like hate.
Justin Jefferson's the same way though. He'll do one good thing
It's
in the
because
whole season.
no one could be great that consistently, bro, in a game where there's that many other greats out there. You know? And we always just look at our running backs and our wide receivers and our QBs, completely forgetting about defense, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bad motherfuckers out there in defensive fields that people don't even give credit to when they're just like, oh, there's a CeeDee Lamb or a so-and-so out there. This game's over. And you're just like, did you forget that there's bad motherfuckers on the line, man?
Randy
Like,
Moss used to do it.
Yeah. I'm not consistently either.
He
like
was
that.
getting bombs over people's heads. They couldn't keep up with him.
But he had his moments that we can highlight, but it wasn't every motherfucking game either, you know?
The thing now is
he was bad as fuck, though. Moss was
defensive
the one.
coordinators know how to do defense now. It's not even necessarily about the players. They'll double team 2 of the best guys on the field, and then they can't do anything. Like I'm not saying they're bad. It's just Justin Jefferson, the ball will hit his hand several times and he'll drop it, and that's not a big time player. Big time players make big time plays, and he only does that every other 2-3 weeks. So
He had a not so great of game.
Yeah.
Against the Jets.
and he's like, I'm hurt. My finger's hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, never mind. We're the same age.
We'll
He's
see.
making millions. I'm jealous, dude. I don't know.
Vikings are 5-0 right now. We'll see what happens.
They'll lose first round of the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be good.
But right now they're 5-0. So.
No, they're good. They got some tests coming
how's
up.
the Eagles doing? What are they?
They're doing pretty good. They've actually had no wide receivers for the past 2 weeks.
Oh,
and so
what's the record?
There's a lot of injuries in the game right
2-2
now.
or maybe
Okay, so
something
they
like
lost
that.
2.
Like your fantasy team?
All right, 2-2. Yeah. So let me know when you're 5-0. Okay.
All right. How about them Buccaneers too?
Yeah,
Huh?
they have the same record as those horrible Cowboys.
Buccaneers. Dude, the Bucks.
They're doing good.
Yep. I got Godwin, like you guys know. I got Godwin on my fantasy team too, but he didn't have as good of a game as the week prior. But let's see, who do they got coming up here? I thought it was somebody big. The Saints.
Yeah.
They
That'd
got
be a
the
good
Saints on Sunday. Yeah, I texted Cody just to make sure he was okay because he lives in Tampa, obviously. And he said that they've been in New Orleans for like the past 2 weeks.
I was gonna say it's in New Orleans and
Yeah, so
New
he's
Orleans.
hunkered down there.
New Orleans.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so I got Kamara versus Godwin coming up on Sunday.
What are you guys thinking for Halloween? Are you guys gonna be we doing pod? That's a Thursday.
It's on a Thursday. So we should do the pod Wednesday and drop
Wednesday.
for Halloween. So we can do we should do something
Dress
cool
up.
for Halloween for the pod.
Everybody
like
dresses up.
do some murder mystery shit, some cold cases, unsolved shit or something.
I like that.
Talk something different.
I'm watching Unsolved Mysteries right now.
Yeah, okay, not that though. You can't bring one of those. You have to pick a different one.
For example, I heard they finally used DNA to find out who Jack the Ripper was. They know from what was that over 100 years ago?
Bullshit.
Or something? Yeah, they I just saw it. I have to find the article, but yeah, they were able to use DNA to find out who it was. Someone that they had originally went after. You're gonna die. I think I might have sent it to you guys. You just didn't
You
read
didn't
it.
send it to me.
Yeah.
So I've been
Turns
so
out
invested.
the guy was protected when they were originally investigating him because he has a brother who was involved in some kind of government operation of some sort. Long story short, he's a Jew.
How did they get his DNA, and how did they figure that out this late?
From 100 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to
bring that in.
Go back and look
Sounds
at it.
like some fuckery.
It seemed pretty factual, so we'll
Why?
see.
Because he's a Jew.
I mean, it's
John's
another.
so anti-Jew.
I'm not anti-Jew. I just think it's. I'm such an anti-Semitic. I just think it's crazy how all this shit can be tied back to Jews, bro.
Why is it so crazy? There's millions and millions and millions of Jews.
No, but all the corruption, all the people running the world and shit and calling all the shots.
Right, but I mean, you could find that.
Okay, so
Christians
explain to me why Jews run America then.
They're better than everybody else. What do you mean?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they run America, but I would say they run a large portion of it.
They control. They control the media. They control music. They control fucking celebrities. They control everything.
You can't
bro.
lump them in when you say they, just because like there's
they
people
are
on
all
the board
Jewish
that identify as Jew.
Okay.
Identify as? What do you mean?
Why are you so weary
You can't
of that?
identify as a Jew.
You can?
Why not?
Because that's like a religion.
Okay, so if I convert, then what?
Then you're a Jew.
Exactly.
All right. But that's not how they think of it.
But
though,
that you're trying
though.
to insinuate that I'm saying like how people say about the Taliban, bro.
Yeah,
or
you can't lump them all
no,
in.
I'm not
They're
lumping
not
them
all
all
bad.
together. But I'm not saying
You didn't
that.
say they were bad.
No, I
You
didn't.
say
I said
they were bad.
I said
You
why.
didn't say they were bad.
No, I'm going to tell you what I said.
Jack the Ripper. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna guess he's a Jew.
Right, because that's a weird coincidence. I'm not saying that all Jews are bad. I'm saying it's so weird
Yeah, but the way
that
you
every
said it,
time
though,
one
like,
of these things, no, it's the
you
way
said-
you heard
you
it.
went like this.
Racist.
You went like this.
It's the way your racist mind heard it.
You went, he's a Jew.
No, I said, lo and behold, it's another Jew. Yeah, like that doesn't mean all Jews are bad. That means that the evidence is there to show that all the people who have been doing all this shit, who are in control of these
My
things,
1%, my Jew
they'll
knows
go back
is
to being
very.
Jewish.
See, now the way that you're saying it does make it sound like you're saying Jews are bad.
Well, fuck it. Then I guess Jews are all bad, bro.
Yeah.
If we can say it about cops and we can say it about black people, why can't we say it about Jews?
Hey, we're all
They're all
bad.
fucking
Yep.
bad, bro. Fuck it. We got stories about Mexicans I could tell you for days.
I was
but
gonna say.
I don't want to let you guys in on our secrets. You got to figure it out on your own. All right. Anything else? Good to go?
Yep.
Let's call it. All right, guys. I appreciate you checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends about us. Don't tell your friends about us. Talk good, talk bad. Doesn't really matter as long as you are talking about us. Peace.